Hello, my name is Doug Mackey, presenting my term project for Sincerely Gun's technical writing class. For my project, I decided to create a user guide for today's social media. For this guide, I have selected 4 social media applications that my generation uses most: Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram. My audience for this project will be people who were not born in my generation and are just now getting into social media, whether it be your mother or grandmother trying to keep up with her children and grandchildren, or if it's an older business owner trying to make social media application profiles to promote their business. The first application I will introduce is Twitter. Twitter is a social media application where you can post tweets. Now you can tweet a text, any words you want to post, your feelings or thoughts, a poem. You can tweet a photo of yourself or something else, or you can tweet videos. If someone reposts an existing post, it's called a retweet. To join Twitter, you're going to need something to open up the application on. So a computer or a smartphone is needed. Type in Twitter to search it in the App Store, or you can go to twitter.com and create a profile there. To create a profile, you will need an email address and an original name for your Twitter handle. Your Twitter name will begin with an @ symbol. So if your name is John and you were born in 1993 and your basketball number was 4, your Twitter handle could be @4John93, and that would be your Twitter handle. Once you create a profile, you'll probably want to go on and personalize it a little bit. First, you'll probably want to upload a profile picture and a wallpaper photo. This is so when people are searching for you to follow you, your friends, they will see a picture of you and know that who they want to follow is who they really are following. There's more than one person in the world with your name, so this makes it easy on them. A wallpaper photo is just a background to show a little bit about who you are or express yourself or what you like. You also have a couple of lines to write a little bit about yourself, your name, the city you're from, a quote that you like, lyrics from a song, something you want someone to know, that stuff. After that, you're going to want to find some friends to follow because it's social media and you want to be social. So you're going to click on the magnifying glass on the upper right-handed side and search. You can type in a name and different people will come up if that's what they have set their name as on Twitter. Or if you know their Twitter handle, it will go straight to their profile and you can add them there. On the bottom right, it says me and it has a person. That's how you get to your profile. This is just a little navigating. To the left of that, you have your message box. This is to send a direct message to someone. So if you have a friend and you want to tell them something, but you want to post it for the whole world to see, you can send them a direct message. To the left of that is a little bell, and that's your notifications. Every time someone retweets you or likes something that you tweeted, if they favorite it, it'll tell you. Or if you have a direct message, it'll probably tell you here and in your mailbox. Notifications. Yay. And to the far left is the home page. So everyone that you decide to follow, every page, when they post, it will show up on your feed. And this is where you see everything. Now the last thing I'm going to discuss about Twitter, privacy settings. Now when you make your profile, it's probably going to ask you if you want your private settings on or off. If you select on, anyone can type in your name or your handle and see everything you've ever tweeted, all the pictures you've ever posted. If you don't want this, you can select your private settings, switch them on, and then only people that you confirm will be able to see your tweet. If you do this though, people will not be able to retweet your tweets. So if you say something and people think it's funny and they want to retweet it, or if you're trying to advertise something and you want people to spread it, you want it to be advertised, they cannot do this if your private settings are on. Now if you just want to block a certain person, if someone's been stalking you a little bit, or if they're rude and you just want to block them completely, you can select their profile. You can select the gear beside their profile and under their wallpaper. It's a circle gear. And a list will come up. You can turn on notifications. You can turn off their retweets if you don't want them retweeting you. You can add them to a list or remove them to a list if you want to tweet things only to certain people. You can mute them if you just don't want to see what they're tweeting. If it's your mom and she's strict and you have to follow her but you don't want to see everything she's putting, you can mute her, just if you wanted to know. But you can also block or report. Now if you block them, they won't be able to message you or see anything you have posted, unless of course they're friends with someone who is reading your tweets. They'll see their friends' posts that are retweeting you, but they won't be able to get to your profile or see anything that you're doing. Or you can report them to Twitter, and their people will look at your complaint and they will look at their profile, and then if they have offended you in any way, they'll delete the tweet or they may delete their Twitter account. Fun stuff. The next social media application is Instagram. Instagram is a social media that is just based on pictures. So the only thing you can post is pictures. If you want text or a message to show up, you will have to type it, take a screenshot, and then post a picture of the screenshot. And then it will show up on your post. To make a profile, you will also need an email and an original name. And when you're personalizing it, you can put up a profile picture and a short biography of yourself. Instagram does not have a wallpaper or a background picture. Again, with the privacy, a private profile's pictures cannot be viewed. If someone tries to friend you, you have to confirm it. If your profile is set on private, all they will see is your name, your bio, and your profile picture. All of your posts is off limits to them. And like Twitter, to the far right is your profile and everything that you posted. And to the far left is the home page and everything everyone else posts. Now beside the home page, there's the little magnifying glass. It's not at the top like Twitter's. So when you're searching for your friends, that's going to be on the bottom of the screen. In the middle, there's a camera. And this is where you can take pictures to post or select from your gallery. And beside that, there's a little heart, and that's your notifications. It will be notifying you for the same thing Twitter would be notifying you for. Every time someone likes a photo or comments on one of your photos. And Snapchat is the next one I will be introducing. Snapchat, like Instagram, is a photo social media, but it is a temporary photo social media. So your snaps that you send are going to only last up to 10 seconds. You can set it to 1 second, 2 seconds, all the way up to 10. Unless you want to post it on your story. Now when you post things to your story, it's going to be shown for 24 hours. So if it's your birthday and you want to take a picture of yourself in your little birthday hat, your friends will see, hey, it's Doug's birthday, and it'll show for 24 hours. To get this application, you will need also an email and a username that no one else in the world has already used. You may have to add some underscores or numbers. Get creative. Now to add friends to Snapchat, you go to the screen that's showing the picture, and there's a little ghost at the top middle. And when you tap the little ghost, your settings screen comes down. There's a gear for you to tap for all of your settings that shows your name, your username, your number if you want to connect it to your phone, your email, your password. You can manage who sees your snaps, who sees your story, who can send you snaps, that sort of thing. Now to add your friends, there's a little smiley face under your picture. It's going to be a ghost unless you set it to your profile picture. It sets 3 photos so you can smile or wink, and it'll do the 3 in a row showing your profile picture. But under that is added me, and if anyone tries to add you, they'll be shown here. Then under that, there's a little person with a plus sign. If you want to add a friend, you can add your friend here using their username. And then under that is a list of all of your friends. The 4 screens on your main Snapchat screen, scrolling all the way over to the left, is going to be your conversations. These are all of your past conversations. Now if you swipe right, there's the camera or the settings screen, which is the ghost that you tap. The settings screen comes down, so your camera and settings are here. Now the third one, when you swipe right again, there is your stories. So all of your stories and your friends' stories will show up here. Now you can watch the news also on Snapchat. There's a Discover section. Different companies have their own little Snapchat, so if you want to watch what's happening on CNN today, CNN can give you certain stories they want here. Comedy Central will show you what's playing tonight. Cosmo, ESPN, People, National Geographic, just different news and media outputs here. Food Network, just a bunch of random things for you to see. Also, there's sometimes a Snapchat live story. So if there's an event going on, it doesn't happen all the time, like CNN always has news. If there's a big soccer game, if it's the FIFA World Cup, you will see that show up on your Snapchat live. If there is a festival coming up or something happening in a city, you can get. And the last social media application I'm introducing is Facebook. Facebook is a social media where you have a wall, and you can post pictures to your wall and text and videos up to your wall. You can create groups in which to keep in touch with certain people. You can have a group with just your high school friends. This is my high school group. If you're on a sports team, or if you're in a church club, or if you're doing a project and you want to get in touch with just a certain amount of people, you can create a group and keep in touch with them there. You can also see events or create events if you want all of your friends to know something's happening, you're having a pool party. You can create that event, invite certain people, and let them see when that is. Also, Facebook will tell you when people's birthdays are coming up. That way you don't forget. Another big thing about Facebook are the games that you can play. Facebook is set up with a whole bunch of games that you can play on your smartphone or at your computer desk. Candy Crush, Farmville, that sort of thing. You can also keep in touch with your friends and play games with your friends. And yes, an email is required to make a profile on Facebook. It's pretty much required for all of them. If you don't have an email, you can just go to Gmail, Google email, and create a Gmail account. It's really simple and really easy to do. And then your profile for Facebook is a lot more in depth than any other social media profile. You can put your work if you want people to know where you're working, where you got your education, where you're living, when your birthday is, your gender, if you're interested in guys or if you're interested in girls, or what your religious views are, your political views, what movies you like, anything about you you want to put on your profile. There's a space for it on Facebook. It's a great way to find out about some of your friends because it's social media and everything you post can be seen by someone. So you don't need to be posting things that, of course, you don't want seen. But if you want to know more about some of your friends, you can get on and look at their profiles. They may have put some interesting information that maybe you didn't know about them. And of course is the find friends. We want to be social and we want to keep in touch with people. So you need to find friends and add them. On your request section, you can see all the friend requests that you've got. There's also a messenger section at the bottom of the page. This is the direct message. If you have a mobile device, you'll have to get the Messenger app. There's a new app for messaging on mobile devices. And then notifications to your far left, of course, is always the home, your news feed. To your far right is your profile. And that concludes my presentation. One thing I would like to say about social media is don't post things you wouldn't say or do in person, because everyone can see it. Anyone can screenshot what you're sending or what you post or what you said, even if it's in a private direct message. They're still documented and they can still show other people what you're saying. So if you wouldn't do it in person, don't post it, don't say it. Just think twice before you do it. A thing is to put your settings to use. There's a whole bunch of settings in all of these. If you want to make your pictures better on Instagram, use your filters. If you really are getting bullied by people, just use the report and use the block. And the last thing is navigate. To find out about these things or more, or what you like about these applications, you just need to navigate a little bit. Click on the settings. Go. Figure out what you like and what you don't like about each thing, which preference you have for all of the settings. It's just a couple of clicks away. And that concludes my presentation.